One thing I got in this lifestyle, that's my boss, bitch, and my wordplay. Hey, when I get mad, turn the Scarface. How when I get mad, turn the Sharface. Yeah, fuck, I'm talking about that. Hey, tell me how it is, tell me how you feel, tell me what it is, tell me what you wanna do. Put sad boy plotting on who? I done seen it all before I came through. Must don't understand, nigga, I'm in the truth, plain mad nigga. But these crackers trying to shoot shit my way. 100 down rides on the highway. Only thing I got in this lifestyle, that's my boss, bitch, and my wordplay. Hey, when I get mad, turn the Scarface. Now when I get mad, turn the Sharface. Yeah, I'm up in South Beach with this shit, nigga, Miami. Fuck on me. Tell me how it is, tell me how you feel, tell me what it is. I'm always in the field, always dressed to kill, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? But your pussy boy, but you ain't talking about nothing, but you ain't making noise. You ain't on that shit that you thought you was. Who the fuck these niggas thought they was? They don't even know that. Shooting at me and I'm a throwback. I don't look back, that's a throwback. No, I don't look sad, cause I'm on that. Boy, get shot at the tough, that's a toe tag. Lame man, cracker don't want the guns on me. But these people wanna know everything. But the booze and the chica. I tell these soft ass boys how to think. When I'm on my grind, let it hate. Yeah, my nutsack on these fuck niggas when I don't give a fuck. What they be hating on, cause I'm up, nigga. What the fuck, nigga? Who the fuck these niggas thought they was? Yeah, all the time a nigga growing. All the time a nigga knowing. Gotta stack it up, keep that bitch flowing. Hey, hey. Tell me how it is, tell me how you feel, tell me what it is. Gotta flip the deal, gotta keep the steer, killer being killed. Nah, nigga, for real, I'm ready for the real. Nigga, I'm ready for the war, nigga. But they crack trying to shoot shit my way. 100 down rounds on the highway. Only thing I got in this lifestyle, that's my boss, bitch, and my wordplay. Hey, when I get mad, turn the Scarface. Now when I get mad, turn the Sharface. We up here with the scene, nigga, with the Colombians, cutting niggas' heads off and shit. Tell me how it is, tell me how you feel. Always just a kill, shoot them up the hill. Gotta keep the steel, nah, nigga, for real. Any boy, that they talking about. Why X out your rank, walking on your sand. On the highway, chasing after bands. Boy, wanna hate, they don't understand. Boy, wanna hate, soft toucan, Sam, man, nigga. I told you for that nigga, don't know it. Yeah, chasing after one, I love that shit. Cause the thrill of the hunt keep me on my shit. Yeah, the deck on my hip with a stand-up clip. Yeah, motherfucker, we'll kill your ass. We'll motherfucking dissect your ass. Cut a head off, put a body for the buzzers. Matter of fact, fuck them buzzers, nigga. You know we head hunters. Hey, call nigga Sharface, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? Yeah. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. Fuck that fucking job, all that bitching and crying. And I'm saying, fuck that fucking job, nigga. Hey, fuck that fucking job, bitch. Hey, fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, bitch, I done had enough. Fuck that fucking job, I'm watching everybody work. Fuck that fucking job, that little pay by the hour. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, my back hurting and I'm hungry. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, nigga, on soul. Yeah, couple 22, get this money, go home. Yeah, all these people so, all these bitches, they messy. First day I came in, I bossed up on the bosses. And they promise nigga this, promise nigga that. Want my ass to work and bring that paper back. Sharp, where you been? I been taking the shit. Knowing damn well that I don't fucking sleep. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. Fuck that fucking job, all that bitching and crying. And I'm saying, fuck that fucking job, nigga. Hey, fuck that fucking job, bitch. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, me and bro, we just posted. Look him in the eye, shake my head disappointed. We gotta visualize, summarize, execute. All these people dropping like fly, why the fuck we still here? Man, fuck that fucking job, when I pull up, I hate it. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, that's on all of their faces. Fuck that fucking job, man, I'm already lit. Man, I hear one thing, boy, you bound to get hit. Man, the pills cross a nigga's brain. Damn, that's how you keep a nigga damn a slave. Damn, the money supposed to be a tool. Damn, for a purpose, what's your purpose for? Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. Fuck that fucking job, all that bitchin' and crying. And I'm saying, fuck that fucking job, nigga. Fuck that fucking job, bitch. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. You know what I'm talking about? I'm sick of that shit. I know you sick of it too, man. Money's supposed to be a tool, but what's your purpose though? It's supposed to benefit a purpose. Shout out Boom Man now.
Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Start out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I'm preaching. I was at Darakia, Monday Night History class. So, it's about the end, as in Pride Month, as in homosexuality, Christmas, right? Their version of Christmas, and they get all the gifts that they need and want. But I titled it, Pride Month versus mental health. Because for those of y'all who don't know that the month of June was formerly known as Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And it's got overshadowed by Pride Month, right? Then on top of that, inside of Pride Month, you got Juneteenth, which that has been overshadowed by our oppressors, or the race of the Caucasian race, the so-called the so-called white man, woman, and child, who are biblically known as Esau or Edom, right? So I wanted to talk about Pride Month versus mental health and the history about this. A few times I've taught history classes about Pride Month, how it started with the Stonewall uprisings, how it took place in New York, how I brought out how you got the DSM-3 or DSM-2, how they took it out because they wanted to show, to vote for it, to take it out of DSM-5. And that's like the DSM-5 is the dynastic statistical manual, and that's like the Bible book for mental health with the DSM, right? And they got, every so often they will release different versions of it, as they get more breakthrough things, or it's like other mental illnesses and the medicines, and if they actually was able to cure a mental illness or make things not be effective. So with that being said, there was an agenda to vote and take out homosexuality, because it was considered a mental illness. But for those y'all, if y'all need me to, just let me know, put it in the chat. I'll break that down and bring out the history about the DSM-3 or the DSM-2 versus DSM-3, and up to the DSM-5, and what's going on and what's been taking place. Because like I said, that is the Bible book. That is the book that tells scholars and researchers, as in the field of mental health or mental illness, what's considered mental illness, what's considered and what's not considered mental illness. All right. So with that, I'm gonna keep going on in this class. So of course I'm gonna bring out some scriptures. I got a few videos I'm going to play. And we're going to talk about what we believe as it pertains to mental health. Mission glasses straight. All right. So we're going to get into that. And like it's the Monday Night History class. So if y'all got any questions, just type it in the chat, and I get right to it. All right. So first, Pride Month. Start off in June. I had to look up when they actually made it the actual holiday, but it did used to be Men's Mental Health. So I'm going to bring out a few articles. I'm going to bring out a few videos. I'm going to bring out a sodomite Caucasian woman. All right. I'm going to bring out a sodomite woman, and she's going to explain to you how hard it is to be a man in America. Now, granted, She is a Caucasian woman, and what she was going to show you is this is just as a whole. It wasn't towards African Americans, it wasn't toward Latinos, it wasn't toward Native Americans, and it wasn't towards Caucasians. But she was a woman who practiced being or trying to be a man for about 18 months. And I'm going to reveal to you what her diagnostic based on her own experience, how hard it is for it to be as a man in America, yet alone as it pertains to race. All right, so we want to get into that, and then we'll go into a few videos. So let's just start off with it when it comes to Pride Month. Um, I'm going to bring out the stats of homosexuality as it pertains towards men and women. I'm going to bring out. Well, before I begin, if y'all could, that's watching, can anybody tell me without looking it up, what does the LGBTQIA plus stand for? It used to be LGBT. Now it's LGBTQ. Now it's LGBTQIA plus. Can anybody type in the chat what that means? The LGBTQIA plus, what that means, if y'all could. If y'all do know. And while y'all doing that, I'm going to prepare a video about Mr. I'm Delivered. And we're going to see if anybody believes Mr. I Am Delivered. And because he went viral. He only went viral because nobody believes it. And I'm going to show you this particular guy and show you how he suffers as he has his Christmas in June. Christmas is June is Pride Month for those of you who don't know. That is the LGBTQIA plus community is their Christmas for Pride. And here in Nashville, Tennessee, oh man, they damn near shut the city down. They shut downtown down. Like it was bigger than CMAs. It was damn near bigger than New Year's Day, New Year's Eve. All right. I mean, it was people out galore. You would have been. It was a lot of. It was a lot of confusement down. Like normally, when I see people of that behavior, as pertains to black and white, normally black people can be very, very flamboyant and in their style and very flashy. Like you can almost immediately identify a man of our community, black community, a person of that lifestyle or that behavior. When it comes to the Caucasian race, if it ain't something like Pride Month, you can't really tell. Like, 'cause they don't really dress flamboyant. You know, they don't. They look like the down low. They look like a everyday person. Some of them mannerisms may be off, and you can almost tell that way. But when it comes to Pride Month, oh, they shut down black people hands down. I mean, they got the cheeksters on. They got your what is the name of that? South. They dress like I think Mr. Slave off South Park. Like it is very, very dominatrix esque, and like it's very, it's very, it's not appealing. It's if you walking downtown and you compare it to black to white, because both of it's wrong. But when you're walking down the street, if you was to see a black sodomite, you can be like, "Oh, that's a man looking like a woman." You can clearly see that as a sodomite, and it's almost easy to tell your child, not to. It's almost easy to tell them like, "Hey, oh, that's." So like if that's a man or woman, you can be like, "Oh, well, that's a woman," or "That's this." It's almost easy to say what it is you want to say, and then not affect their child if they're not around it, right? If a child see a sodomite and a Caucasian sodomite doing Pride Month, it's too explicit. It's very explicit. Like it's worse than them 3 or 4s on spring break, the way they dress. And it's the men that's dressing like this. We ain't even got to the women yet. It's the men thinking they can wear these type of bikini outfits and the cut off cheeks underwear with the chains everywhere and the whips. Like it's very distasteful. It's very distasteful. And there should be some kind of law about public indecency, the way they dress during Pride Month. Like I don't want to hear nothing from any law abiding when they talk about someone like about a public indecency when they allow Pride Month to go on and allow them to dress in the nude. You understand? So this type of abomination has to be dealt with. This type of filth, someone has to say something. But like, you can't go downtown. You can't go anywhere near downtown. If you got any kids, you damn near can't even go to the damn store because, like I said, these people got their Christmas and they're going to celebrate their Christmas. They're going to make sure they celebrate their Christmas. They're going to make sure that they're going to be out in the open. They're going to be looked upon. They're going to have their field. They're going to have their sacrifice. They're going to have all that they can take, all that they can get, and all that they can expose, all that they can persuade. Pride Month is an abomination. No one talks about the health of the so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. Slovakia. All right. So I'm gonna get into some videos, like I said, and we're gonna just dive right into it. All right. So let me pull up this first video that I have. Okay, men's mental health. All right. Do anybody remember this guy? Hold on, let me share my screen. Hold on, bear with me 1 second. Let me make sure y'all can see it. All right, do anybody remember this guy? And I'm about to play this video.
And get delivered. Do you believe that the Lord tonight has set you free?
Yes, sir.
Turn around and tell those people.
I'm not gay no more.
Lies he's telling. I'm slack. I'm gonna let y'all play it. I'm gonna let your video play.
I am delivered.
I don't like men no more. I said I like women.
Pause 1 second. Hold on. So this this sodomite here said he likes women's, right? No straight man says that. No straight man talks like that. Not one. Not one straight man talks like that. Do anybody believe this man when he says he's no longer a sodomite? Like, just for 1 second, do anybody buy this? That he says he's no longer a sodomite? Yeah, Con, I know you remember that video. Let me tell you something. Christmas in June is Pride Month. It's their Christmas. Nobody, because I got a follow video that he made, and what we got to understand is like their sodomites is going to make a mockery of straight men. I need to see if I can pull up my old profile pic. Sodomites is going to make a mockery of a straight man. I'm gonna see if I can pull this up for y'all. Hold on, bear with me 1 second. I want to see if they have it. I know it's on mine. It used to be on my Facebook. Let me pull up some images. Oh man, they don't have it. Doggone it. They don't have it. Uh, I'm gonna see if maybe it's on my Facebook still. I find it. Yeah, but nobody believes that flaming Cheeto. He talking about he's been delivered and he don't like men's no more. Like what straight man says men's? No one says that he don't like men's no more. But let me finish playing this so I can get to this follow-up video. Cause we're gonna talk about Pride Month and mental health.
That women, I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will love a woman. Now listen, y'all praise God with him. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold just 1 minute. Now either you gonna believe this stuff or you ought to stop preaching it. If you can't praise God with him, you're an unbeliever. Now somebody believe God with him.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
Let me tell y'all something. Nobody, and I mean nobody, believe this flaming Cheeto sodomite that no one believes what's this heathen? Not Slack, I don't know what to call him a heathen. I don't think he's a heathen, but I don't know. He looks like he might be of Israel. But no one believes this sodomite. Nobody. Let me get to the Andrew Caldwell, that's his sodomite's name. No one believes him. Not one person. And he thinks that it's just a fix. It's just a way to get money. Look at it that way. It's just another fix, another way to get money, another way to get some money, another way to fool the masses, another way to mock heterosexual people. And that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it now. Anytime I see a person of that lifestyle, of that behavior, that alternative lifestyle, I look at it like a mockery towards me. They're making a mockery saying that we don't need um the opposite sex to come together to procreate. They don't need a man don't need a woman don't need a man. The substitute is always better, which we all know that a substitute anything is never better than the original or the classic. You know what I'm saying? They always believe that they can do a remake. And we have to look at it like this is a direct attack against our existence. Our existence. Like this is a direct attack against our existence. So I'm going to play this next video by this sodomite. So he has a follow-up video, and we're going to go into this video as we talk about Mr. Antoine, and then we're going to talk about the men's mental health and bring out a few articles, and then we'll go into the statistics of men versus women ratio, how hard it is to find a good man, why is it so hard to find a good woman, and then we're going to go into like the sodomite woman who found out that living in America, it is extremely difficult to be a man, far worse than being a woman, based on her own experience. All right. And could you imagine if she was a black? All right. So I'm going to go on to this next video. I don't want to give Antoine too much credit, but he's used as a teaching purpose.
Let our soft, gentle curve.
Bear with me one moment while I let this video, this ad pass us on by. That's enough for that. Shucks, I should have unshared it.
I come to drink the tea and sip the tea.
Hold on, pause right there. Now, what straight man acts like that? Look at him. He got on sheer shirt. That's a sheer shirt. And he up here talking about he don't like men's no more. Nobody believes that flaming hot Cheeto sodomite and Mr. Antoine or Antonita. No one believes him. And this, like I said, it is a mockery. The LGBTQIA plus community, the sodomites, is a direct mockery against heterosexuals. They have now, Esau is the enemy of Jacob. Homosexuality is the enemy of heterosexuals. That's just how it is. Y'all are here to say we don't need to exist anymore. If you are a so-called sodomite man or LGBT man, you are saying to women that you're going to replace women. Women. And you're now saying that that woman now has a tool that can now replace a man by way of buying plastic. Stop it, would you? Men cannot be replaced. Women cannot be replaced. This is they are now the enemy. And to hell with their Christmas. Salaki.
In the St. Louis, it was our holy convocation that we have every year. I was new to the Church of God in Christ. I was new to church at the time. I've always been in church my whole life, but as grown, I was new to it. I only going to church.
How you grow up in church your whole entire life and still live in that lifestyle? The church is an enemy to God. Salaki.
Church that's just shout and to see who I was going to sleep with pastor.
You hear that? Now, this sodomite came out of his own mouth and said he only went to church to have sex, to have relations. He was trying to sleep with pastor. And guess what, y'all? Pastor was going. Notice he ain't say no female pastor, because like she over there munching on carpets too. You understand? Like he went to church to sleep with pastor, because pastor was gonna give him that cookie. Pastor was gonna give him that Oscar Myers.
But at that church, they delivered out of me. They were snatching that out of me. But now I get hard for women. I don't get hard for men.
Just lying. Oh my gosh. You gonna keep on
And
sliding.
nothing wrong with the flirtation. But I'm still delivered. The morning that I woke up,
When he said he does that for women, he meant an LG. He meant a T woman. That T woman stands for transgendered woman. That's what he meant by that. And when he said he don't do that for men, he meant other men who looks like a sodomite. He wants his woman to not look like him. Cause some, I'm not sure if I can say the other word with a P, punks. Some there are a certain group of members of the LGBTQ. Some only want the men that's not flamboyant. They want the men to still be masculine. It's like a challenge to them to emasculate a man, to break down a man, and to make him squirm or squimish. Some of these type of abominations find it pleasurable, and they find it like a challenge to conquer another man. They only want stronger, appealing looking men. All right, so they don't want other soft men that looks just like him. Sometimes they don't want that. They want men to look straight. They don't want the man that you can look at and you can automatically tell that he's a sodomite like himself. Some of them want men that don't look like a sodomite. The ones you have to question, like, for real? You saying James a sodomite for real? No one knew that type of man.
God told me to go to the store. I went and got me a bow tie, jacket, and all that. I just felt peace that day, like so much peace. And later that night, I was sitting down in the chair. I said, I'm delivered with the tea. I went home with the sleep. And I got back up and I said, Lord, use me because I want to be used. I started receiving lots of messages on my Facebook page. I'm like, oh, okay, some of the church that more spirit out of you. And I heard a tiny voice kill myself several times. My life as somebody go viral. The way I went viral, this is not something that nobody wants. I wanted to kill myself several times.
Now, listen to what he said. He wanted to unalive himself several times. The reason why I'm bringing out the unaliving is because of during Pride Christmas, which is during June Christmas, which is Pride Month. They overlook the mental health side of things. You have a flaming hot Cheeto sodomite who say they want to unalive himself. That is mental illness. That is a mental thing that he's suffering from. And no one gave a damn about repairing the child trauma that's given to kids to grow up to be adults. This man right there was probably touched beyond measures. Who knows what type of abuse he had to endure that got him confused to the way he think that he likes men, who said he went to church for men. And what he probably never did admit to was that, or on camera, was to say that the ones he actually slept with, because he said he wanted the pastor, he wanted the all the men that he can acquire inside that church, but he got delivered. And here it is, so many years later, he's still dressed like a sodomite. He still sounds and looks just like a man of that type of behavior or lifestyle, of an alternative lifestyle. Why is it that he's been delivered? He still looks like a sissy. He still looks like a man that likes other men. He still looks like he's partaking inside of Christmas in June. All right, so let me tell you something. When we're dealing with Pride Month and mental illness, this man right here who suffers with mental illness, meaning like he likes the same sex, meaning like he wants to emasculate other men, he wants to label other men, and at the same time with another mental illness was that he wanted to unalive himself. This is mental health that we have to talk about. This is side of mental health that nobody wants to speak about because they're so happy about Christmas in June, which I mean by that is Pride Month. Nobody talks about the mental health that affects men, that affects our community. Because when you got one less of a black man, that means you got one less of a what could be a potential good father, what could be a potential good son, a potential good husband. And you understand? And now we got to deal with the aftermath of him creating more monsters. See, he was made into this type of monster, and he's going to make more monsters. And I'm gonna pull up some scriptures about finding good men because it's hard to find a good man, and don't even get me started on finding a good woman. But I just want to make sure I'm gonna rewind this to just a taste so we can hear him talk about his mental health.
Viral. The way I went viral, this is not something that nobody wants. I wanted to kill myself several times. Several times. My
He wanted to unalive himself several times, is what this man said. And why no one talks about that? They want to talk about him not liking men's no more, which nobody believes. Like this, right? No one believes it. Like this man here is what's that term called? It's a scientific term called Occam's razor. Yeah, Occam's razor. Occam's razor means I'm gonna put it up. That means like if a bunch of people believe something, then it's true. Let me see. Occam's razor. Occam's razor, Salakia. And let me pull up. I'm gonna pull up Occam's razor for y'all. I don't know if y'all heard of like these certain terms. Like we start studying like different philosophies and psychology, and you start learning like different laws, different theories. All right. So we're gonna pull this up real quick. Occam's razor. Bear with me 1 second. One sec. Hold up. Pull up Occam's razor. Well, let me finish playing this video too real quick.
life has changed better and worse. The money, yes. I received money from Facebook. Like my first big check was like 10,000. And I was like, yeah! Stage plays. The house
This sodomite got 10 racks to act like he like women. Slocking.
that Misery built. It was a play that took place in North Carolina. My character in the play was Reverend Jackson. I was the preacher. When the people was at the thing, I started praying. And I had my fur and I came in, I said, ooh, it's a little warm in here. Can someone please take my fur? So I threw my fur on Charlotte. They're having a part two. They're gonna ask me to come in August.
So let me show y'all the theory of Occam's razor. So this is like some of the philosophy that when you're dealing with theories. All right. Bear with me 1 second. So Occam's razor, definition and explanation. If Occam's razor bring to mind, images the stub gentleman and shaving the cream. So we're not talking about shaving cream. Also, Occam's razor, also known as the law of parsimony, a philosophical tool for shaving off unlikely explanations. Essentially, when faced with competing explanations for the same phenomenon, the simplest is likely the correct one. I mean, like, no one believes that he's getting with a woman. No one, well, we do believe that he's still with a man. That is more likely the simplest way and to be the correct answer, using Occam's razor to this sodomite, to Andrew Caldwell. That's the theory. The law of parsimony, a philosophical tool of shaving off. So that's just something interesting. I felt like I should share with y'all so y'all can y'all would know about it. Occam's razor is you just shaving off unlikely situations that can justify or explain a certain outcome. So like, let me go back to this.
I'm looking for my offer to come. And they still from this day won't even tell me how they got my number. But the money was good. I have been granted to work with different.
Occam's razor applied. There's no heterosexual man that dressed like that or acts like that. Not one. Cyborg. It's something like that, but much worse. That's how the Caucasian race dress for their Christmas in June.
Organizations. I have been granted to when I go fly Delta. I
All
will
right,
have to pay
that's enough
for
on that. So I got another video. With men's mental health in effect, and no one talks about it. I got to make sure that I bring up and discuss about what's going to happen next. With this movement of Christmas in June and how powerful that they got, that pays the bills. Being a sodomite, it pays the bills, and it pays the bills well. He said he got 10 racks. He don't even know how they even got the number. 10,000. He don't even know how they got the number. It's a lot. He got 10,000, and he don't know how they got the number. Facebook sending him $1,000 checks, $10,000 checks. Ain't no telling how much money he done made now. So what I was gonna say was encouraging this type of behavior, living out this type of lifestyle, it pays. It's very gray area. It's very Christian-like. It's very sexual deviant. It's very pleasurable. It's very Diddy freak offs. All of it is not. All of it's just LGBTQIA plus community. So this next video I'm about to bring up is let me bring up the LGBTQ statistics about them being in America. All right. So like I'm gonna share this next page, mute this, and get this Ray J video up and uploaded in the queue. I want to make sure that I don't play any ads. So I just had this next video in the queue. All right. So let me pull the Slacking. I'm back now. As y'all can see, to the School of Law Williams Institute, 1.2 million Black LGBT adults live in America. Salakia. This is some of the data points. Let me make sure y'all can see me clearly. Salakia. Let me make this back larger. Bear with me one moment. All right. So I'm gonna have to 36% of Black LGBT adults are raising children, which means 36% of the LGBTQ are making more monsters. It says 56% of Black LGBT households had low income, and 49% of non-Black LGBT households did. So these just a little bit of stats, and of course I'm gonna bring out these stats of women to men. It says 26% of LGBT adults have been diagnosed with depression. Now look at this, and they want to talk about Christmas in June, but they don't want to talk about the depression that goes on with them, the suicidal rates that goes on with them. They don't want to talk about the domestic violence that goes on with them. And look at it, it's 15% of non-Black LGBT adults have similar, less. So now, 1 second. It says 56%, way more than half of Black LGBT adults was tested for HIV annually. And another 24% has never been tested. Like almost half of these sodomites is carrying that stuff around. And and this is really important for the B ones out of the LGBT, because the bisexuals are the ones that go both ways. So they're the ones who's going to sleep with men, like Caldwell, and they go sleep with women. He said he don't like men no more. He like women. And so he's giving women that HIV, that stuff, that for lifer. It says 49% of LGBT adults reported facing verbal insults or abuse. 60% reports being threatened with violence. Let me tell you something. Being a part of this sodomite community, this sodomite kingdom, the Rainbow Coalition, the Rainbow Militia, they are very violent. They are very destructive. All right, so it is. Don't let them lie to you. Say that the grass is greener. The grass is dirtier. It don't even grow grass. Like I said, if you're going to be partake inside of this behavior, this lifestyle, you're going to get beat on. You're going to get verbally assaulted. You're going to get a package that's going to stay with you for the rest of your life, an unwanted package. This is more other stats. So let me go to the let's see what's the statistics of black masculinity. Da 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 da. No, that's not what I want. Where's my statistics of? Yeah. Let me see if y'all said something in the chat real quick. So far, no one knows what it means. The LGBTQIA plus stands for. Really, we all know about the LGBTQ. Can anybody tell me what the IA and plus stand for? I'll give y'all to about the end, close to the end of the class, and then I'll tell y'all. Editor's pick. Black masculinity. Let me go into these flags. So let me just click on these flags real quick so y'all could see this abomination. So the LGBTQ flags. Hopefully I can see that. They got over 50 flags. Over 50. All right, so you got sodomite 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like if you like the same sex or you like something similar to it, why do you need all these different flags? You got Philadelphia, you got traditional, you got Gilbert, you got asexual, you got pansexual, bisexual. Ain't bisexual a part of the LGBT? You got intersex, you got transgendered, alley pride, whatever the hell that is. Rubber pride, what the hell is rubber pride? Like polysexual, like look at lesbian, like goodness gracious. How many flags do these people who live in this alternative lifestyle, how many flags do you need? Like, there's no straight flag for a man that just likes the opposite sex, or for a woman who likes the opposite sex. Look at this. Queer people of color pride flag. Drag pride. This right here, this Christmas in June is an abomination. Someone has to talk about it. Someone has to put an end to it. So I'm going to play for y'all why it is that they got so powerful and why it is that they're able to buy things and provoke people to do of certain lifestyles. So we're going to talk about Mr. Ray J himself. All right.
ISO speed. Dead homies. Kevin Hart.
He said Kevin Hart. He about to say Drewski, whatever his name is.
I show speed.
When he said Kai, he talking about Kai Cenat, the little short brother that be streaming, that had started his like own streamers university, who makes money off streaming. So Ray J is calling out these individuals. All right. Now this is Ray J, yes, Ray J, as in Ray J, the one that had his sex tape. Yes, I'm talking about him. Sex tape Ray J. Oh, Salaka. Yeah, I'm talking about sex tape Ray J. All right. I'm finna finish playing this video. Salaka.
Who else I want to sleep with?
Who else you what? Yeah, y'all heard right. He said who else he wants to lay with. I'm gonna rewind it just a taste.
I show speed. Who else I want to sleep with?
I Show Speed's another streamer cat. I don't even think he's 18. I'm not sure. I have to look that up. But I Show Speed's another kid. He just be racing people. You understand? That's all he does. But this is Ray J venting about the man he wants to lay with.
Kai. I show speed. Who else I want to sleep with? Let me think. I think that's it. On the dead on me.
I think that's it. This man must be stopped. He must be stopped today. He must have been absolutely best friends. Get watered down.
That's what I mean. So look.
There's Ray J on the phone. Kind of weird ass.
All right, Salaki. He said he wants to sleep with all these individuals. He wants to sleep with Kai Cenat, I Show Speed, Kevin Hart, Drewski. He don't care. He likes them short. He likes them heavy. He likes them underage and thin. He wants to. Why won't he just go to a party with Diddy? Why don't he just go there with Diddy? Yeah, that's fine. Why don't he just go stay with Diddy? Notice he's picking out what appears to be straight men. People got mixed feelings about Kevin Hart. Understandable. But remember, I told y'all that it's something about sodomites that want to emasculate men. He wants to go out with men who don't look like they're part of their community, based on just physical appearance, based on how their mannerisms are, how they carry themselves. They don't look like your typical sodomite. They don't look like your typical LGBTQ. Like they don't look like Antoine with the sheer outfits and long nails. They don't look like that. They look like men who likes women. Kevin Hart publicly has a wife and has kids. Kai Cenat talks about how he likes girl, and I Show Speed don't look like he engaged in that type of behavior. Drewski as well. It's something about sodomites that want to emasculate straight men. And that's why I said at the beginning of the class that the LGBTQIA plus is an enemy to heterosexual men and women. They are an enemy to us. Their behavior is an enemy to our behavior and our way of life and our way of being. Because when we go out to procreate, they're seeking to take our creation that comes from us to make it into another monster that can stop procreating. They're seeking to make us look like them by trying to make us become another monster. They're trying to make us just like them. They're trying to make us into vampires. They're leeches. They're werewolves. They're monsters. And contagious monsters. They're vampires. They're zombies. Whatever monster you can think of that can get contaminated, that's what they are. He just said he wants to sleep with straight men. He didn't say no RuPaul. He didn't say that. He didn't say Saucy Santana. He ain't say none of that. He ain't say no known sodomite. Who's another known one? Jesse Smollett. He didn't say Diddy. No, he didn't mention that. Who else another known sodomite? I don't know. Of course he ain't gonna mention no woman he wants to lay with. Just give you a sex tape so everyone can think that he's a heterosexual man. Like these flaming hot Cheetos, these flaming slimy, sleazy sleazeballs are always trying to take so-called straight men and turn them to the other. You understand? And they'll do it by force. And he'll talk about it. They'll do it by force. If you don't give up that boy good stuff, if you don't give up your rectum, they're gonna take it by force. They're gonna take it by force. They're gonna force their relations onto you. And he always, and that's the thing, like they always choose what appears to be a straight man. Of all the people that engage and indulge in that type of behavior or alternative lifestyle, he could have mentioned any other man. But yet he going to mention what appears to be straight men. So let me just finish playing this video real quick so you can see how diabolical this man is.
As gay shit is that, bro? This is uncalled for. Uncalled for.
Yeah, nigga.
Right? So look, pause. Right? So look.
There's Ray J on the phone.
So y'all took showers together, right?
No, but we be separated with swimming trunks.
That's what I mean.
So here it is. You got big sodomite calling Slay J calling y'all was taking showers together. He was jealous. He was real jelly bean. So Castanet was like, yeah, but hold on. We had on show. Well, first of all, Castanet, it shouldn't be taking showers with other men. But he had to let that sleazy Slay J let him know that Jay hey Jay, he had to let him know. I was gonna say another word. I ain't with the video get clipped. He gonna let GHEYJ let him know that they did the shower stuff, but they had on clothes. They wasn't bare. And that's what he's trying to let them know. So I'm gonna wind it just a taste.
So y'all took showers together, right?
No, but we be separated with swimming trunks.
And also right there, he let them know, like, listen, we took showers, but we were separated, had on trunks, which you shouldn't be taking showers no way, but together. But he said they were separated, like they might have been in a different stall or something.
That's what I mean. That's what I don't understand. Y'all had sleepovers before, right?
Yeah, but not like that. Like,
So Gay J, Slay J said y'all was having sleepovers. Castanet was like, I don't know what you thinking, like, bro, it ain't that type of sleepover.
Yeah, so no, I didn't mean it like anything. I meant it like how y'all meant it. I want to sleep over too.
Let me tell you something. That's how he is. That's how these slime balls, the Leviticus, the Rainbow Militia, these type of individuals are an enemy to the heterosexual lifestyle. They're going to find a way to slide in to take advantage. They're angry when they can't get involved. They're angry when you don't include them. We brought up how they're very violent. The stats show like of all the domestic violence, we can pull it up and bring it up, how violent they are, how he's mad because straight men had a party together and they did not invite Slay J over there. Slay J. Slay J wasn't invited. He was like, what y'all doing? I want to come over. I want to sleep with other men and have showers together. And Castanet had to let him know, like, listen, Gay J, we ain't doing it like that.
I want to sleep with y'all niggas too. That's how I meant it. Pause, I know. I want to sleep over too. I want to sleep with y'all niggas too.
He want to sleep over. When they don't have representation inside of movies or TV shows, they're ready to sue. They're ready to have an uprising. And it's about time as heterosexual, we let them know, like, listen, if y'all going to be indulging in that type of lifestyle or behavior, keep that nonsense over there. We won't watch it. We won't support it.
That's how I meant it. Pause, I know. That was a lot. But that's what I meant. It's like, if y'all was in the shower,
Hold on.
in the shower, y'all took a
I
shower.
want to, can I rewind it?
Shit, I'll take a shower with pause, I know. That was a lot. But that's what
Hold
I
on
mean.
one second. I'm going to try to zoom in.
If y'all
Dang it. Hold on one second. I saw something in the comments someone said.
pause, I know. That was a lot. But that's what I meant. It's like,
I wonder, can I exit full screen? I wonder if I do it this way, would it do it? Can y'all see that? Someone put Ray Diddy. Ray Diddy. That's exactly who it is. That's exactly who the hell he is. Ray Diddy. I just saw this. I figured I would wind and pause right there. Salaki. Ray Diddy. That's funny. Salaki, I'll go back.
If y'all was in the shower, then y'all was in the shower, y'all took a shower together. So I'm like, well, shit, I'll take a shower with them niggas. Like on the stream.
Ray Diddy wants it to be known that he'll take a shower with heterosexual men while they still heterosexual. Then by the time that shower is concluded, there'll be the B out of the Rainbow Militia. Let me tell you something. These sodomites want nothing but power. These sodomites want nothing but to take advantage of. They want to attack our lifestyle. They want to attack our babies. They want to make monsters out of our people. They want us to not exist anymore or any further. So like I'm finished playing this video.
You know what I'm saying? Of course with clothes on, bro. You know what I mean?
All right, Uncle Ray. Yo, can I call you Uncle?
You know what?
Grown ass man, by the way. He's able to get the title of Unc, and this is how he's acting right here.
He got a point. A grown man asking a kid, "I want to sleep with y'all."
What a damn shame. It's
I'm
a
finna play
shame.
a little bit more.
This dude has been to way too many. So he had a large
or Gay J or Ray Gay. Like, look, I gotta like
actually is, but he doesn't seem to want to admit it.
shout out to the gay agency. That's why when people like, yo, Ray J, you gay, or Gay J or Ray Gay, like, look, I got a whole gay squad, bro.
He got a squad for heterosexual men. Let's see what the enemy says. His behavior
Don't
is our
play
enemy.
with me with my gay homies, because I'll send them over to you. And
He got happy friends. He got a whole bunch of homies, and he's going to send them to you.
and they not gonna be friendly, and they not nice. They gonna do something that I'll regret, and that's taking something that don't belong to them.
Let me tell you something. He just said he gonna take something that don't belong to him. That's kind of like what he was gonna do to Castanet and Kevin Hart and Drewski and I Show Speed. He was gonna do that. He got a bunch of LG Rainbow Militia homies, members of the Rainbow Militia or Rainbow Coalition, the Rainbow Mafia. And they're going to do something. They're going to take from you what does not belong to them. Thus for making more monsters. Thus for causing a certain illness or a certain amount of depression into another man. Because Ray J don't like the fact that people calls him out about his behavior. Ray Diddy, that's who he is.
You feel me? And I don't send calls out like that. I don't do that. But don't play with niggas, and don't play with gay niggas, because they not to be played with. God bless them. God bless my gay friends. God bless my straight friends, and fucking God bless the United States of America.
No, we're not going to bless any of those. None of that. Your friends or America. You understand? Like, no, we gonna have to deal with the enemy at hand. Because no one talks about what we have to do to counteract this type of mental abuse. What we got to do to counteract this type of assault on heterosexual men. This lifestyle does not push forward the children of Israel. This lifestyle is what's going to prolong the return of our King. This lifestyle and us not coming back to the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. This lifestyle is going to create a world of non-existence anymore. To the point where like they might have to make laws that make you have a woman, make you have a husband. Kind of like how it is with Esau when he forced it upon the Romans and the Greeks. But at this point, it'll go past that because now they think that they can be God and build up their own babies and probably take a fetus out of a woman and her ovaries out and impregnate it that way to make more monsters. I tell you what, to the LGBTQIA plus community, if we eradicate child trauma and child abuse, my question to you is this: where would you get your members from? That's a legitimate question. And for those who are watching, ask your, for those who got a relative that's part of that behavior, or if you know someone you can talk to, ask them a question, or if you just see one in the store, just ask them. If we get rid of child trauma and child abuse, where would the LGBTQIA plus community get their members from? That's a question I would like to answer. I would like to know. That's a question I want. That's a question I want. I want the answers to. All right, so that's something I would like to. I would like to know. All right, so right here, I'm gonna go to this next article. I'm about to jump shoot to men's mental health as we discuss more of Christmas in June. So like, let me share this tab instead. All right, according to the helpline, it says, "What is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and how can I support it?" It says June and November are popular months for supporting men's mental health, but the men in your life need you year round. Hold on, let me make sure y'all can see this. Salakia. I'm gonna pull this up. Oh, dang it. Salakia. All right, my bad. I got it up now. Salakia. So this is what y'all missed right here. What is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and how can I support it? And of course, the June and November are popular months for support men's mental health, but the men in your life need it year round. When discussing this, man, I don't need to read all that. We know that it's supposed to be in June. And again, this is just a little bit about how they gave me the ribbon color. Connote, every awareness will have like its own theme or color. Like we know about breast cancer, which is the purple ribbon. This is the color ribbon for men's mental health. So just so y'all would know, no one rocked the green ribbon. No one gives a damn about what happens to men. All right. So this is just a little bit about it, how to support men's mental health. The best way I would say is, one, we got to eradicate one of our enemies, and that is the Rainbow Coalition. We got to protect our children from monsters. So we got to protect our children from becoming monsters like them. All right, so I just wanted to show that real quick before I go on to like the next article. So like, bear with me 1 second while I'm gonna share this tab. I'm going to Forbes.com. It says Black masculinity and mental health, what Black men should consider about their emotional and mental wellness. It said this is well known. Hold on, let me zoom in. Let me double check, make sure I can see that. All right, right. It said it is well known that exposure to racism and discrimination are linked to various adverse mental health outcomes. The effects of systematic racism on Black Americans have been persistent and profound, and the increase in media reports and images of police brutality and violence inflicted upon members of the Black community have only added insult to injury. The impact can be chronic and traumatic events related to racism and been unrelenting for Blacks. All right, so I'm going to read more. I wanted to get into the numbers of it. It says men's mental health in the Black community. The mental health issues amongst the Black community, according to the National Institute on Minority Health and Health Disparities, African Americans are 20% more likely to experience serious psychological distress, such as major depressive disorder, than white Americans, 20% more. Rates of a major depressive disorder in young Black adults from 18 to 25 increased more by 3% from 2015 and 2018, according to the Substance Abuse and Men's Mental Health Service Administration, the SAMHSA. It said, yeah, Black Americans of all age groups are less likely to seek treatment than white Americans. So, it says, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Service Office for Minority Health, reports that Black adults are more likely than white adults to experience persistent symptoms of emotional distress, such as sadness, hopelessness, and feeling that they have dedicated extra effort to everything they do. All right, so it says while numerous factors have historically contributed to Black communities' greater incidents of mental health challenges, more recently an ongoing explosion of discrimination and institutional racism alongside the pandemic. So this is more of them talking about the psychological effect about men's mental health. Let's see what this. It says the lack of access culture responsive for appropriate of men's mental health. So what I wanted to play is da, 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 da. I wanted to bring out Charlemagne. Well, let me just bring out this. Let me bring out this sodomite woman since the video is already queued up. Bear with me one moment while I load up this video real quick, and I share my tab. Zoom my video play. Oh shucks. Oh, close. Let's see. Let's refresh it real quick. Yes, I understand. I wish to proceed. All right. Share this tab instead. Let's listen to well first let me share this real quick. So get the reading done so then I go to the video. Make sure y'all can see that. All right, con. This is why journalist Nora Vincent died by unaliving after pretending to be a man for 18 months. She was a sodomite woman, uh, Caucasian woman, blah, blah, blah. One of her statements, I really like being a woman. I like it more now because I think it's more of a privilege. You know, they tell about how she grew up in England, blah, blah, blah. People talking about the lawsuit, but let me go to the video. So it says one of the things she noticed was that I'll read it real quick and then I'll play some videos. It says Nora took the name Ned and chose joining a local bowling league as her first experience as a man. She later described entering the bowling alley for the first time in the most terrifying moment and explained to NPR, as a woman, all your hair stand on end and to sort of feel like it's okay to be placed I'm supposed to be in. And so, of course, nobody probably really looked at her, but it certainly felt as if every eye turned on her and stuck, and it realized it's not going back. Let's go back. course, they're talking about women finally understand. Let's see. She said she wasn't. They're talking about her not being good at bowling. Go figure. Who cares? It says Nora says I found that men don't generally want to beat you when you're not at your best. They don't. The guy just said to me recently, you don't want to win the pool game when the other guy scratches the 8 ball. That's no fun. And so they want to help me get better. And then they don't want to beat the guy that's on the handicap. They want to beat him at his best. All right. So let me go ahead and play this video real quick. Then we go for that. We'll go from there.
This woman, she already had some kind of masculine features, a deeper voice, deeper whatever. She decided to be a man because she wanted to see how men were treated. Not sex change, an experiment. She ended up killing herself after like a year and a half of this because she said she was treated so horribly by women that she couldn't even believe that this is how men lived.
Men are suffering. They have different problems than women have, but they don't have it better.
And I was like, no fucking way. But I can see it. I can see that you guys don't speak up. You don't say the things that we need to hear because you want to love us. You want to support us. You want to be there for us. But you guys are supposed to be. You're supposed to be the strong one. Yeah. You're supposed to be these things. And yet we've been fighting to be your equal, fighting to be the alpha. And out of kindness, you guys are stepping back, but it's a losing war for both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this sodomite woman decided that she wanted to do that.
We've got passion, we've got determination.
So that's what happened. So that's what happened with life as a man. She got a little taste of rejection and trying to figure out how women think, all of those stuff. So, of course, I had just a few more videos I wanted to play real quick as we discuss a little bit more about men's mental health. Well, let me get some scriptures because I just play this real quick.
A lot of people, especially men, going through mental health, mental problems, and they just don't talk about it. They scared of talking about it. It's not easy for a man to do it because a man always have to have shit together. Like I'm a man. I never have a problem. I take care of everything, but that's not the way it works. I go through anxiety sometimes. I get panic attacks. I get nervous. I get the shakes. I get a lot of shit I start thinking about because I'm a human being. A lot of people, especially men, going through mental health, mental problems.
So this is just other men, talking about men's mental health. I wanted to find the one with Charlemagne. Here go Amon Shepard. It was a basketball
I thought
player.
depression was fake. For the longest, I was like, dog, that's the biggest excuse I've ever heard. I'm like, I don't know why people like lean on it so hard. And at one point during when Ari had to cut my high top, that's where the high top came from. I was literally at that wall where I'm like, this leg, it's not getting like I can't do nothing. I'm like, Ari, like at this point, he like, dude, can you
imagine that?
I ain't gonna lie, I thought depression was.
Imagine that because you don't have a mate and you don't have any friends and you don't have a job.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought depression was fake. But
So I got one more video I'm gonna play. But I just want to make sure that I just play just a few shorts to show y'all about men's mental health. I really wanted to find the one with Charlemagne. I had it queued up. Oh, here we go.
How hard is it to get an honest, vulnerable conversation going in the Black community about mental health and mental illness?
If it's a private conversation, it's not hard at all. brothers and sisters is always, spilling their hearts out to each other. Publicly, it might be a little bit tougher, just simply because when we wake up in the morning, we got to worry about just surviving, as human beings in this country. We had a term called hardcore, where, you had to walk around, keep your chest out, keep your chin up. You couldn't portray any type of vulnerabilities, any type of weakness, because if you did, you might be fooled out here.
How hard is it to get an honest, vulnerable?
And that right there is the truth. Oh, Salaki, I couldn't see that. I'll play it. Salaki. I'll play it one more time so y'all can see it. Salaki. We go right back to it. But this is the world of mental health as it pertains to how, through the spectrum of men, brothers don't tend to talk about
How
it.
hard is it to get an honest, vulnerable conversation going in the Black community about mental health and mental illness?
If it's a private conversation, it's not hard at all. Brothers and sisters is always, spilling their hearts out to each other. Publicly, it might be a little bit tougher, just simply because when we wake up in the morning, we got to worry about just surviving, as human beings in this country. We had a term called hardcore, where, you had to walk around, keep your chest out, keep your chin up. You couldn't portray any type of vulnerabilities, any type of weakness, because if you did, you might be fooled out here.
How hard is it?
And that's the truth. It is. And that sodomite woman, she was just a Caucasian woman. She still had it made compared to the likelihood of so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. She had it made and still saw how hard it is for her counterpart of her same race, how hard it is to be a man. And no one talks about what the men have to go through as it pertains to them being monsters been made, of how tough men have to be, to the point where men have now been grown and raised and groomed to be softer. They're not taught how to express emotions and how to channel it and how to do it in a manly manner, or how to release it without being violent, without turning to acting so irrational. You understand? So I do want to make sure I brought that out to talk about the men's mental health and why no one talks about what it is that men have to go through. Because if you so-called Black or Hispanic, we have a ton of enemies of men and women. We have a ton of enemies. If you so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, men and women, we both got enemies. Our women got enemies, our men has enemies. But right now, of course, our oppressor is the numero uno, the number one enemy. However, we got to understand that lifestyles, certain jobs is an enemy to our race, is an enemy to our benefit. It's an enemy to us trying to manage and do better. Of course, we got to deal with things that is going to harm us. The lifestyle of you getting money, stuff like that. Let's see. Well, let me go to one scripture real quick. So let's talk about good men out here real quick. Let's go share this tab. This is a book, Ecclesiastes. Make sure y'all can see this. Oh, Salakia. My bad, y'all. All right, book Ecclesiastes. We're going to talk about good men out here. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 27. Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account. So you need a man, he's counting like he's in the land, he's counting, trying to find something. We're about to read what he found and what he was counting for. Which yet my soul seeketh, but I found not. So the man is counting one by one. He's seeking to find out a certain type of man, but he found not. One man amongst 1,000 have I found. So out of 1,999, he only finds one solid brother. Like, like I said, we're talking about men's mental health and monsters being made. No one talks about what a really good man is. We had this issue for a while now. Like, and you got to make good men. You got to find good men. You got to make good men. Because out of 1,000, he only found one. It says, but a woman among all those have I not found. So out of 1,000 men, he only found one. They don't even get him started on trying to find a good woman. So what am I saying? We have to look at the enemy of our people, and that's behaviors included. If you have a behavior that's going to destroy men and going to destroy women, we have to separate ourselves from that behavior and from that lifestyle. We cannot live our life thinking that we could gain from it by accepting this type of behavior. We can gain from it by thinking that we could be a part of this LGBTQIA plus community, or thinking we could be the world's biggest drug dealer, or thinking we can be the happiest producer and have these type of freak offs or whatever, like your Diddy's of the world. So I asked the question earlier, if y'all know what the LGBTQIA plus meant, and I just pulled it up right here so I can show y'all. No one put it in. So here's what it stands for: lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer or questioning, intersex, asexual, plus represent the sexual identities. That's what that means. And that's with that being said, now they're able to have over 50 flags to be just the same thing. Like Diddy wasn't no freak off. Diddy was just the G in LGBTQ. Ray J need to add R into that because that is a monster. I don't want to hear nothing good about Ray J. Only judgment and punishment is what I want to hear from Slay J. You understand? From G Ray. That man is targeting heterosexual men. He ain't targeting the LGBTQIA men. You understand? So the Rainbow Militia is an enemy to heterosexual men. And I wonder, can y'all see this? I wonder, can y'all see this? I had pulled it up on my Facebook. Let's see. I couldn't find it, y'all, but I ain't going to get it. So hopefully, can y'all see that? Well, it says heterosexual pride, pro-life. That's a black family. We got to push back by rocking this logo right here. If y'all can find it on Facebook or something, just let me know. We got to push back. We got to show this. Like this should be our lifestyle. Look at that, black family. Man and woman with kids. So like, I hope y'all could have saw that. But I'm preaching out of the Rock of the Israelite School of UPK. I just want to let you know that we are heterosexuals and we're going to go and follow God's laws and obey God. We're not going to live our life with that abomination. We're not going to live our life like how they do. I'll give y'all one more scripture if y'all need some more. Let's go to Leviticus. Salaki, bear with me 1 second. Let me zoom up real quick. Let's see. Let's go to this 20. Oh, Salaki, I could have did it that way. 13. So this is for your Ray J's of the world. Another bedrock. So when he said he wants to do this to straight men, Leviticus, let me make sure y'all can see this good. Oh, Salaki, I can't even see it. No, bad. All right, so look, Leviticus 20:13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination that shall surely be put to death. This is for the Slay Jays of the world, the Ray Diddy's, your Antoines, all them in that abomination. That's why they get stuck with that package. We brought up the statistics of members of that behavior, of that alternative lifestyle, and how they're contracting that type of uncurable three-letter STI, as in HIV. HIV. They got the HIV, the hive, or whatever. It says in committing an abomination that should surely be put to death. Their blood should be upon them. Listen, sister, if you got yourself a man is part of Rainbow Militia or a bisexual man, leave that man. Get you some counsel, get up out of there, and go get tested immediately, ASAP. Keep them away from your children. I know you sisters out there, they got these your boyfriends, that's girlfriends, and y'all think y'all can ha kiki and cackle all the damn time. Keep members of the LGBTQIA plus community, the Rainbow Coalition, the Rainbow Mafia, away from your children. Because they are the ones who are making monsters. And with that, I end the class. Shalom, Israel. I was like to our brothers. Yahweh Bashin Yashab Baraka Thumb to all the brothers. Yahweh Shema Alatah. Bashim Yahweh Shah to all the sisters. Shalom.